they say, out of your sweat will you eat. And that has been translated into hard work.
Yeah.
Already I get people asking the question, what is hard work? What is success? Yeah, success is basically an accomplishment of what? Some goal or aim of yours or purpose, whatever you want to achieve. So that's the goal or your aim. So once you achieve that, then you're successful.
Yeah, but
In Ghana,
yes, we have made this synonymous with being wealthy.
wealthy, yes.
So, for example, and let's not pretend to ourselves. Sometimes we like pretending that there is a difficulty or the connotative or denotative meaning of a word should be what we are debating. That's not. In the Republic of Ghana, if we put down the national best teacher and compare that national best teacher to cheddar, rich man cheddar versus national best teacher, ask Aaron who is more successful. The question will not be whether or not it is in a specific area or general, but we are determining success comparing these two people. Will anybody say that it is a national best teacher?
No.
Oh, so why do we like as if we are making it more nuanced? There's nothing nuanced about this conversation. We have built a structure that says a certain route is being used by people to be successful. And that we also determine that when the person is deemed to be successful, wealthy, or whichever one you want to describe it, is because they use that route. And others who have not reached that particular end, or as wealthy as this, did not use the same route. That is where the problem is. That captioning only leads to people feeling that, well, what I've contributed might not be good enough. Or I should have also used the same route by foul or fair means to get there, so that because it becomes a means to an end. If you have not reached that end they are talking about, Winston, then you are not successful. That end is guaranteed for only a few people. That group of people, we do not even spend time querying the process they use in the first place to get there. That is why, okay, there are conversations that we all know. There are people who were deemed very powerful or rich in this country who were guaranteed special privileges in churches, even churches, given special positions, merely because they could contribute more, and that was the determining factor of whether they are successful or not. I hope you get my point.
Sure.
Let's do two comparisons more. How will people determine the success or the lack thereof of a very rich, I know some of these rich pastors with their big cars, comparing them to somebody like, okay, let me use Obinim. Obinim versus Father Campbell. The success of these people are determined by the 6 or 8 cars that follows Obinim on his route. Would we determine the same success with Father Campbell? So that's the reality that we are talking about here. Is it guaranteed that merely because Obinim has all these cars, all these churches and all of that at his beck and call, does it make him more successful than Father Campbell, who is every day recruiting one poor child from a corner of this country to make sure that they are fine and treated properly at Weija Leprosero? So those are the determining factors here. Except for a society like our own, the danger we are likely to fester is to making young people especially to feel that when you have not made the amount of money others want to see or projected to be same, that is why even some rich people in this country pretend that it's only when they have been in the media and extolled as being rich, that's how their success runs.
Okay.
You get my point?
I get you.
So that's why they engage in all of these things to show that, yes, I've reached that point you want me. It is also the reason why some people create and put together fictitious and sometimes nonsensical humble beginning stories. Like I started one feather. You were telling me about that earlier. I started with scraps.
Yeah.
I started with being something that everybody knows is really not their humble beginning. They have to construct that so that you know that they worked very hard to get where they are.
Okay. Let me just share something that Kwame Sowu sent to us before we get on to the phone lines. Says Raymond is wrong. First class doesn't and must not confine you to seeking and waiting for employment to delay your progress. A brilliant student must be able to spot academic and commercial opportunities.
Sir?
The CEO of Echo Beryl Ejekum spotted a need for campus journalism at KNUST while pursuing her first degree in civil engineering. She pursued that campus enterprise diligently after university and today runs a multi-million CD media enterprise in Africa in her 30s. Her business has nothing to do with with government or family connections, just pure smartness backed by hard work. A proper first class must make you think smart enough for your own comfort, else it is useless. First class in itself cannot earn you anything unless you apply it to solving societal problems profitably. That's where hard work comes in. If you go to bed waiting for a good job after your first class, you will be broke. Sadly, many first class students mistakenly assume they are entitled to automatic success after school.
The response to that is compare Asamoah Gyan to the teacher in Mepe. And that brief point I'm on to make because it's important. If football 200 years ago was not a prestigious sport, and Asamoah Gyan engaged in that football 200 years ago, he would have been proper today. You get what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
Teachers were deemed to be more prestigious and a profession to follow and more likely to end you in success than football 200 years ago. So Beryl did not choose, or Beryl did not create a very wonderful period. She just met the period where what she was doing was being preferred.
Raymond, let's get on to X.
Yes.
I mean, I like to say Twitter, but
yeah, the thing that is very confusing. So you have to say Twitter and say into bracket X.
X. Yes. So let's get to X and find out what people are saying before we get on to the phone lines.
Yes, at MNG Voter says the underlying assumption was that if you worked hard enough for long enough, you would succeed. However, this advice misses one big point. Most people fail not because of a lack of effort, but because their effort was misdirected or misaligned with their interests. That's what MNG Voter says. At Ohimin Kwabin says, hard work doesn't guarantee success. Working smart and having a good plan does. Now, at Real Boat said, it's smart work. If hard work in Kwa, Kaya you'll be billionaire. Dr. Duncan says, run is over hard work. What's run is?
You know.
Well, no, I want to know this one's what's running
Connections.
Over hard work.
Deals.
Okay. Yeah, deals.
Hard work, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Android QUD says we had day and night shifts at one production company I worked for. My colleague at night shift was suspended for a month. I worked more than 8 hours overtime for my morning shift with intermittent resting hours. Payday come. Them no take one person self join once my salary. That's the hard work not yielding in any way. Randy Beniji says, no, please, both hard work and honest work does not pay in Ghana. Show me the millionaires, show me the rich, and I can count how many of them got rich through hard and honest work.
Let me get
Look at the politicians and government appointees. How do they get rich in terms when they come to office alone? How is that hard work? So that's rich.
Let's get onto the phone lines. The question is simple. Does hard work guarantee success? And you can join us on 0302-216-541 and 055-1111-997. Emmanuel from Accra. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, Racing. I would say no or yes.
Why?
Because it's relative. First of all, somebody can chance onto a lottery and manage it well, and he will be successful. And another person too can work very hard in his own understanding and get money. But the other point is that when...
Yes, I'm listening. Oh, we've lost Emmanuel. Emmanuel, kindly try and get in touch with us again. Let's go to Tema, where Ajiman Joseph is. Ajiman, good morning. I'm fine. I believe you're fine too.
Yeah, I guess I'm good.
Great.
Yeah,
does hard work guarantee success?
That much.
Ajiman, kindly reduce the volume on your radio set. It's giving us some feedback.
No, I'm using a cell phone.
Oh, okay. I think it's your surrounding. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't think hard work pays that much. But being a lazy person, you ain't not going to earn anything. But if you don't have plans and if you don't use your mind and be smart, I mean, you have to be smart, use your mind rather than working hard, because we are operating with a private sector company whereby a lot of them, I mean, they are doing double work. They do 12 hours with us, they go and do 12 hours elsewhere, so they are not earning anything. So I don't agree that hard work pays that much.
Okay. Let's go to, thank you very much, Ajman Joseph from Tema. Let's go to Laura, where John is. John, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yes, John.
Yes, your question is very, very good this morning. In everything, you have to apply hard work, whether in politics, in following Christ, everything, business, you have to add hard work. But let me use this opportunity to say good morning to my incoming parliamentary candidate, Laura Constituency for the New Patriotic Party. Honorable Jacob Berry, a.k.a. Warmer,
Okay.
is listening to Joy FM Live.
Thank you.
My brother, it took hard work for the angel to force the devil to come down to this world. Everything is about hard work.
Okay.
So I think that is simple.
Thank you very much, John from Laura. Let's go to Asante Mangpong from Laura. Bishop, good morning.
Good morning, Winston. How are you?
I'm fine, Bishop. How about you?
I'm doing well.
Great. Does hard work guarantee success, Bishop?
Winston, what do we mean by success? That's one thing. Is it a psychological definition of success?
No, Raymond has defined success for you. In Ghana, when you say he's a successful person, it means you are wealthy.
We are wealthy. Look at our farmers. What hard work haven't they put into tilting the soil? At the end of it, if the prices at the farm gate are killer prices to them, they cannot even get the cost inputs, and they sell them at giveaway prices just because they fear post-harvest losses. They've been doing this all over the years. Are they wealthy? They are doing hard work. They are trying to do their best to keep this country running and to keep the economy running. Look at what is happening with Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana now with cocoa. 2004, 2005, according to today's business news, the prices are there, but the buyers want to buy it at lower prices, just because they think that the countries cannot keep these cocoa beans for this number of years. So you see what is happening. Hard work is there, but it won't end in wealth.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bishop. Let's go to Legon. Nana Kwesi, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, Nana.
Yes, I've been living in a division for a very long time. And I really thank you guys for having this conversation today. Hard work does not pay. Look, it was on Joy one time you interviewed Magdan, and he spoke about his son, one of his sons, whom after high school didn't allow him to go to uni, but rather started something which is farming, casual farming. See, that is a business channel right there. That is guidance right there. So that boy, by the time he goes to uni, he has something going on for him. Compare him to me, who do not have any of that. I'll be a teacher, I'll be a nurse, I'll be a security officer my whole life, and I'll still retire in poorness. You see, the brain must work. And I'm telling this to the old people in this country who have been calling us lazy. Who have been calling us lazy. They think that you have to suffer. When you are suffering, that is when they call it you are doing hard work. They want you to do things that you will suffer. When you are suffering, that is when they call it you are doing hard work. If you are doing anything apart from that, and you are moving smoothly, they say you are not doing hard work. Okay. They should be very, very, very careful, because they sit in their offices and sign deals, go into meetings, and they take allowances, and they call that hard work. And they want to compare that to ours. They want us to suffer. So hard work does not pay. Use your head and find connections, find proper business channels, and it will work out for you.
All right. Thank you very much, Nana Kwesi from Legon. Let's go to Sakumono. Kwame, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yes, Kwame. Does hard work guarantee success?
Now you're confusing me. You were talking of wealthy, you are talking of success. Which one?
Oh, no. So we defined success. We said that
somebody who is wealthy.
The Ghanaian contest, when you talk about someone who is successful, You're looking at his wealth and saying this person is successful. Yes.
Okay. So for me, if you are, the wealthiest person is the person who has impact, influence, and some small money. But success, I think that people must work smart, not work hard. It is smart work that brings success, not hard work, not sweat.
What's smart work?
Working smart, using your talent, gifts, and abilities to impact people. Indeed, the richest people in this world are doing what they like to get what they want.
Okay.
The people who are going to be successful in this world must do what they like, what they've been wired to do. That is what brings money. It is not even about knowledge. Knowledge will give you a salary, which is linked to salary and wages are linked to slavery.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kwame from Sakumono. Emmanuel from Accra, good morning.
Good morning, Winston.
Yes, Emmanuel.
Yes, I was making the point when I called.
Sure, go ahead.
Yes. And success in this part of our world is the number of cars you have, the number of buildings that makes you successful. What people or the public will judge you is what makes you successful. But then I don't think that is success. Success is within yourself, what you have done, and then you feel comfortable with what you have, but not what people are going to say about you. Because most affluent people who are parading on the streets as successful people, you don't know what they are doing. You understand? But then the end is justifying what is happening to them. So me, I see success within yourself. You judge yourself that, am I comfortable? Am I able to do what a human being is supposed to be to live? And at the end, when I die clean and go. You understand? But then in this part of the world, what people, some people are calling themselves celebrities, stars, and other things, in which, I don't see it. Because within myself, here, I am successful. Because I'm able to do everything without putting my hands in government case or stealing or, success is within. Somebody can have nothing, but then he is successful. He's having peace of mind with yourself.
Okay.
Than people calling you up and down. You have put yourself in that pedestal in which you want to maintain that class. So you do everything to maintain that class to be called. To the extent that in our politics and other things, people want to. He has everything, but then he wants to be called names, which I think in this part of our world it's making people corrupt. It's making people into other big boss moves. So please, success, I can define it. It's the peace you have within. Winston.
Okay.
I'm done for this.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. And from Emmanuel in Accra, we go to Emmanuel at Taifa. Emmanuel, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, Emmanuel.
So, if I want to take it from where Raymond left off, I will say that he was comparing apples with oranges. Because if you want to measure success by way of wealth, it has to be profession specific. In the sense that if you are comparing a farmer or a teacher to somebody like a Samuel Jan, before you go into the teaching field, you know that this is how far I can get in teaching. And then you also decided to go into footballing. You know that, Charlie, when I make it, this is how much I'll get. And the most successful teacher can never be compared to the most successful player.
Really?
So if you are a very successful journalist or the most successful journalist in Ghana, you can't compare your wealth to that of the president, because they are different professions. So it will be difficult. If you ask me, can I be successful as a farmer? Yes, I will say I can be successful as a farmer, depending on the measure. If I'm able to put up a 5-bedroom, house as a farmer, I may be even more successful than maybe Bill Gates, I don't know how to put it, but I may be more successful than the president of this state. Okay, so I believe that success should be measured according to your definition of success. I mean, wealth should be measured based on the profession. If I'm very successful in the profession I find myself, that should be fine. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel from Taifa. You can also join us on 0302-216-541 or 055-1111-997. That's Hard Work Guarantees Success. Raymond, you want to make a point briefly?
Dan Jewett, you know him, right? Dan Jewett is the gentleman who married Jeff Bezos, the ex-wife. When he then left Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, do you know what his job is? He's a teacher, but he's a billionaire today.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a teacher. That's his profession.
Yes.
Every morning he still goes to teach, but he's a billionaire today. The success of Dan Jewett does not take away the fact that he is a teacher. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
The conversation will never be about how he got the money or whether or not he was hardworking or less hardworking, but he's a billionaire and deemed to be successful today. It has nothing to do with the profession. The point I made with the profession, people should get it straight, is the fact that there are professions that are invoked at a point in time and are deemed to be prestigious at other times.
Okay, let's get on to the phone lines. George from Adenta, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, George.
Yes, so I'm just listening to the conversation this morning, and it's funny because we've made success and wealth and everything look so, like easy and things like that. But I keep asking, look at the Smith and look at Cocoa Board. Look at their managers and look at the farmers.
Yeah.
Who is more successful?
Same industry.
Who is more hardworking?
Tell me.
Cocoa Board workers are more successful. Smith managers are more successful building mansions, having 4x4 driving around. And contributors are poor and all that. They are not entitled to anything. So who is more successful and who is more hardworking? The way we are going, the tangent we are going in this country is getting scarier by the day. And the next generation is looking at it. A lot of young people are taking clues from the big men and they are doing things. Most of the time they say, oh, young boys are fraudsters, they are scammers. I ask myself, how do a 20-year-old boy bring $10 million to this country and then is able to go through the system of banking and they are able to get the money out of the bank? Who helps them to get the money out of the bank?
All right.
What we are doing is very dangerous.
Okay. Thank you very much, George from Adenta. William is at Ashalibuche. William, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, William.
This topic is a very insightful one. And for me, I feel both terms, success and hard work, are relative concepts. Going by the definition of success that Raymond has given, I still feel it's relative. Like the other caller said, wealth has to be judged by the profession that you are into. So I think I agree with the other caller. Now, on the relativity of hard work, if you cast your mind back a few weeks ago when we were discussing the betting tax, some older folks came out and said that gambling is not hard work. Okay, they actually said that gambling discourages hard work. Then we had some younger folks come out and say that no, they also gamble. For them, their gambling is hard work because they stay up all night, do their own gesticulations, calculations, and all that, which some of the old men do not do. So to them, hard work is in the gambling that they are doing. So if you want to judge hard work by the sweat on your face, carrying things on your head, having dirty hands and all that, then you would say that hard work does not lead to success. But if you want to judge hard work by digging deep into your talent, and improving upon your talents and using it to solve problems in society, then I would say that hard work leads to success. So that's my comment.
Thank you very much, William. Reginald is in Kwashiman. Good morning, Reginald.
Yeah, good morning. Good, you're right. I want to say this. No, we are making, or I realize that most of the callers sometimes are making a bit of a mistake. Now, smartness is part of the hard work. So if somebody, let's take a footballer for example. Someone can play football in, let's say, a team like Kotoko, playing nice, playing well, and all that. Now he trying to find a team outside with his managers and all that, and gets a team, and then goes to play outside, begins to make money, and then gets into the national team. It's part of his hard work. Even accepting that deal alone is part of his hard work. So I would say that, and from this you can see that we have positive hard work, we have negative hard work. Just take a teacher. Someone can teach for so many years, and you would say that doesn't make much. Okay, you might want to say that the person is doing hard work. Yes, in a way. But a teacher who finds another solution, let's say in math or science, or comes out with, let's say, a science quiz, and everybody comes up to it, and the thing is becoming so huge, and is making good money out of it, and it's on the media and all that, and the person gets the credit for it. It is his hard work, but he was smart in getting all those solutions or finding a way through to make all that have achieve all that he has done. So smartness is actually part of hard work. That is my submission.
Okay, thank you very much, Reginald. Let's go to Kumasi, where Odami is, and Odami will be our last caller. Odami, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, Odami.
Yeah, with regards to success is measured by the individual involved. But we look at it in a different way in our jurisdiction. So, for me to be successful must be determined by me. So if I am satisfied, then I am successful. So if we don't look at it that way, then nobody will ever be successful, because no matter how wealthy or no matter the amount of wealth that is accumulated by an individual, he will still want to accumulate more. So unless you are satisfied, then you cannot say you are successful. So you can be a carpenter and be happy with the job and your earnings. You are successful by your own intuition. You can be a teacher, going to the classroom, your salary that you will receive will be okay for you, and you'll be happy, and then you'll be satisfied. That is success. That's my opinion anyway.
Well, Odami, thank you very, very much for joining us. Raymond.
Concluding remarks. I wrote this a month ago. Living in a society that highly values one's innate talent is not something that can be personally credited. It is, for the most part, a matter of good fortune. Take Ronaldo, Messi, or our very own Samuel Jan, for instance. They've earned tens of millions of dollars by playing football. Apart from their exceptional athletic abilities, these footballers are just fortunate to reside in a society that recognizes and generously rewards their skills. It is not their doing that they are born in an era when people adore the sport they excel in. Rather than join the Renaissance in France or Florence, when fresco painters, not footballers, were in great demand. You see what I'm talking about? I've also noticed a similar tendency among affluent and successful individuals to place an exaggerated emphasis on their striving and hard work. Despite their remarkable talents and often advantages in life and circumstances, they frequently attribute their success solely to their own efforts and dedication, and that's where the danger really is. Let me use the final betting thing. The old man says he's not, and I don't support betting, for example. Yes, I don't support it. But an old man who's criticizing a young man for engaging in betting, that same man is actually having money in investments that's actually betting on flooding. Listen, betting on flooding, betting on Israel-Hamas war, betting on very precarious and terrible things happening to states. and people do all of those ones, and it's the same level of betting. How conscionable is that act? You may call it a financial derivative or whichever term you want to put to it. How conscionable is the act that the guy who's not tilting the soil is sitting somewhere and betting on how much can be earned on your sweat, on your produce, so that if the price descends, look at the cartel-like nature that the OPEC and other ones operate. How different in concept and structure are they from the betting that goes on the other areas?
Great. Well, let me end on a light note. Years ago, two friends did a program.
Yeah.
Now, a church elder had been excommunicated from the church because he won lotto, you know, national lottery. Then when he was invited as part of his discussion, the church elder said to the pastor, "But pastor, you and your family won the U.S. visa lottery."
Yeah. No,
and
that's
went
not
to the US.
That's not as
The pastor says that is not lotto.
It's what?
That is not gambling.
It's what?
But what he did is gambling. Food for thought.